Hello everyone, Wolf here. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to go over the roadmap for Warzone 2.0 Season 1 and everything that was announced yesterday. But first, thanks for all the recent support and all the views. Crushing it on watch time on the channel. Thanks for all the nice comments recently. Currently, 96.8% of my viewers are not subscribed. So please subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. Helps me out a great deal. So here we have the roadmap. We're going to go over all these things as we scroll down through them. So new era begins starting November 16th. Warzone 2 launches. And we have kind of some more pictures here of what was above and everything we're going to get. So goes live November 16th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Warzone 2 will receive its Season 1 update November 14th at 10 a.m. All platforms can preload, so you can preload ahead of time again if you want. So we're getting Al Mazrah, 18 major points of interest in Battle Royale, new era, gameplay, shift perspective. So there's a third person playlist coming to Warzone 2.0. I've personally been enjoying the third person mosh pit and multiplayer. I found that's been a lot of fun. A lot of fun with Basilisk Revolver if you have not tried that yet. Welcome to Al Mazrah, new big map. So these are all the different points of interest, and these were all some core maps and invasion maps. So I really like what they did and how they designed the maps and scaled them up or down depending on their workflow or how they place them in the game. And I think that's really cool when you're in the different places like Embassy or whatever. You can see the other POIs throughout town, or and same thing with like Seraph Bay and all these. I think that's really cool how they're kind of all part of one space, and you can kind of see those assets. Not in super high quality, but you can see them in the multiplayer map. So I think that's really cool. They did that. Innovation updates. So loadouts are not leaving. So this was controversial when it was first announced that loadouts were going to go away completely. And now it looks like you have the option to loot, get enough cash, and at shops, players can use in-match cash at shops to purchase their primary weapon from their created loadouts. So it sounds like you can purchase one primary weapon, but it sounds like nothing else, nothing like your tacticals or your perks. So they're also adding a loadout drop public event. So loadout packages are going to drop throughout the map. These are not limited or assigned individual squads. So instead of yours landing with two other teams, it might be one crate in that area, and it doesn't matter who gets there first, and whoever gets there first gets their weapons. Strongholds and black sites. Players can also earn their loadouts in the early game as a reward for clearing these. So if you want to drop into these AI contested areas, higher risk, there could be contested areas because other players will be doing the same. You can earn your loadout faster. Looting mechanics. New backpack system. So Warzone 2.0 will implement a new backpack system fully integrated for the DMZ and streamlined for Battle Royale mode. So it's going to sound like it's not as robust as we're going to see for DMZ. In Battle Royale, like previous Warzone, supply boxes will throw out items to pick up when players interact with any other loot containers, such as a duffel bag, medical case. They will function with a loot menu. When a player dies, they'll drop their primary weapon on the ground and their backpack, which contains the rest of the content and is accessed through the loot menu. So this is kind of that mechanic. I still think that's going to be true to the game where you can loot like a duffel bag and leave things behind. And if you didn't want that thing and someone else comes there, it's still going to be there and they can pick it up. I think that's kind of cool, especially if maybe you're holding an area with your team and someone comes back from a gulag and they don't have a weapon now. Maybe there's still something left in a enemy player's backpack that you've eliminated or in another supply crate that's in the area. Defining the new gulag. So this is Also pretty interesting and been a little bit controversial. So the Gulag will be a 2v2 environment. Randomly paired duos must coordinate and take down their opposition. All loadouts will receive a predefined loadout at launch. This will be a pistol, a shotgun, a lethal grenade, and a tactical grenade. And then you have the option to move towards the center of the map to get better weapons. The Gulag will also include a jailer who will appear in the middle of the match to help speed up combat. Defeating the jailer will return all four Gulag prisoners back to Battle Royale, which offers dilemma. Do you both do as agree to wait and fight the powerful enemy together, or does one get greedy and try to go for the elimination victory? Instead of a traditional overtime mechanic, either the team nor the jailer is eliminated after a brief period of time. All four operators lose. So you do nothing, everyone decides to do nothing, they lose. I think this here is kind of interesting. Uh, and I guess we'll have to see how it plays. Uh, I personally, if I had to make a choice right now, I prefer the old style Gulag. I just feel like there's a lot more excitement when it's that 1v1 where it's you or me that is going back to the match and you have to show up for your team or perform, or if it's solos, um, you know, perform for yourself. So that's interesting. We'll have to see how that plays. Um, Enemy Jailer. So I wonder if this is going to be like a Juggernaut, which would be kind of crazy if it was like an enemy in like a Juggernaut suit. Um, AI combatants in Battle Royale are only at strongholds, black sites, and Gulag overtime. So they're going to be limited to certain areas at the map. So if you want to avoid them and not mess with them, you can. Which I kind of think that's cool. They're not going to be just scattered all throughout the map, and you randomly open a door to a building and there's AI in there. Additional new features, aquatic combat, new vehicles, fuel mechanic, and more. So the circle collapse. So this is another new mechanic where we'll have the circle is going to break off into three smaller circles. I think that's interesting. Again, we'll have to see how that plays. I don't know if this is like a mechanic on Call of Duty's end to help speed up gameplay or final circles or to keep people in the action instead of just holding that like one building that's the high ground in the middle of the circle. So again, we'll have to see how that plays. Proximity chat. So this is interesting. Comms are now open, so any in-game chatter can be picked up by any other squad. This can be open to new ways to tackle engagements. I can just see people just trolling people held up inside of a building saying that they're going to come get them or you're not safe. I think that could be for some hilarious comms. So I guess this is only going to work if you're in the game chat. So I got to imagine most PC players are probably going to be in a Discord. So this is not going to be applicable. Same thing with the consoles. All my buddies and I were in the Xbox party chat. So I don't know if it's going to be of value to maybe not do that and maybe pick up on what enemy teams are saying. Simulation in squad based DMZ modes as well as battleground playlists. You have the choice to join up with enemy operators and form a larger squad. Interesting. Um, Again, excited about DMZ and how that's going to play and fit into the bigger picture. Interrogation. In squad based modes, it tells everything, reveal enemy locations by successfully shaking down a down player, controlled enemies while they are down. I believe Fortnite had this mechanic, I heard. Um, so I guess you go there, you perform an action or interact with them, and it like reveals their teammates on the mini map. I think that's kind of fun, and also like you don't want to be the teammate that gets downed then interrogated, right, and then reveals where the rest of your teams are. Heavy Chopper and the Hummer EV. So those are two new vehicles coming to the Warzone. We have a list of all the vehicles here. Pretty standard stuff we're used to. Excited about the boats. And there's an armor-plated boat. And then we have a new mechanic with the vehicles. So no more unlimited fuel sources. All vehicles, including the electric Hummer, use fuel over time. When it runs out, that vehicle is no longer usable. vehicles can be refilled either with gas cans found around the map or at gas stations. Gas stations can also repair body damaged tires, thereby restoring vehicle health. Operators can also perform flat tire repairs anywhere in the world by interacting with individual tires. So this is very similar to what we've seen on Invasion. If you've played Invasion, you can currently do this and fix the tires. I think this up here is awesome. And new dynamic. You just can't hop in like the Bertha and just drive around unchecked the whole match and just soak up bullets. I think that's cool, and this maybe also gives people an opportunity to lay traps at the gas stations. If someone's been around trolling around in a heavy vehicle all match and you got nothing to do with it, maybe you set up an ambush at the gas station. Aquatic combat, huge fan of this edition. This reminds me of what we had in Blackout when that launched. Love to be able to use the water to get around. Love it in the new maps on the hydroelectric multiplayer map. It's a lot of fun. Um, the shops by Station 2.0. So they're really uh, pushing us to refer to them as shops now instead of buy stations. So it sounds pretty similar. You can go through and pick up normal things as well, like we have in the previous versions of the game. DMZ, play your way in a completely new Warzone experience. So this is the new hyped up mode. That's going to be extraction based looter shooter like Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov, but not as hardcore. Maybe built for the more casual player that doesn't have that time to dedicate to building up an inventory of items or weapons. Open world narrative focused extraction mode where the operators and squads have free reign to complete faction based missions, take additional side objectives, engage with any operators and AI combatants. Search for valuable items, all while fighting to survive toward exfiltration. This also sounds kind of like those Black Zones and the Tom Clancy game, The Division. Uh, so here again, we have the third person playlist coming to Warzone 2.0. Again, I think this is a lot of fun. Relaunch. So with the launch of Warzone 2.0, Warzone 1, pretty much all that stuff is going away temporarily. All that's listed here. We'll kind of skip over some of this. It's pretty much just going to be Caldera or renamed Warzone Caldera when all that comes back and accessible. So Modern Warfare 2 overview. Getting Shoot House shipment for Reimagine Return. Super excited about that. Really missing shipment right now as I'm trying to level up weapons. And then we have our first image here of Shoot House. Really like the aesthetic. Kind of fits in with the rest of what we're seeing in game right now. I like how they've updated it. And then shipment will be getting this mid-season. So it looks like we're going to be on a ship at sea at night. And this looks very similar to previous ones. We have the open containers you can go through and run through. But this is different. We have containers that are stacked higher on top of each other. That's interesting. So I don't know if we're going to still be able to get up on these. And then I don't see... this container used to be the one that was open, so you can climb up here and you can run across and jump into that open container that was on the second level. Unless it's open on the other side, it doesn't look like you can do that. So I don't know if we can get up higher now with the new grapple mechanic and the hang mechanic, if we can parkour our way up there, or this is just to keep us all on the ground level. And I don't see the forklift. I think the forklift used to be over here, unless that's it. And there used to be another one over here. So it looks like in the corners, maybe there's less cover than there used to be. There used to be that crate, the dumpster and the crate you can hide behind. We can't really see what's in that corner, but excited for those. We have the Call of Duty League mosh pit coming for ranked play. Ranked play would be awesome the past 2 years of continuous feedback and continue among new features, ranked skills division. We won't spend too much time on that one because those are for the hardcore players. New special ops mission. I've only played these a little bit so far because I've been mostly grinding weapons in multiplayer. But these look cool, and I want to do these more. I don't know if previous versions of 2019, if you did some of this stuff, or the survival modes, there's like blueprints and stuff you can earn, but that hasn't seemed to be a thing lately. Raid episode 1 be the ultimate challenge for trios with a mix of stealth, all action, problem solving. So these sound like, if you're familiar with Destiny 2, they sound like the raids in those games, or like the dungeons where you go in there with a small squad, compete against higher difficulty enemies, and you have to perform things or navigate a maze or have like buffs or debuffs or problem solving to do in there. So excited to try that. Anything new, I'm pretty excited about to try. So tier 1 and combat record. So tier 1 is going to be pretty much your hardcore playlist. Friendly fire turned on for this mode for a more Mill Slim like experience. So take your buddies in there and shoot them if they're annoying you, I guess. Combat records will return to Modern Warfare. Excited about this. That has been a big thing that has been absent from the multiplayer experience. I myself would like to see where I'm at with challenges and see my stats. So glad we're getting this back. A general season 1 overview. So the new battle pass, new operators, seasonal prestige. So the new battle pass system, I read through this a little bit earlier already. So it sounds like you're going to complete different objectives or on different sections of the map. So it sounds very similar to the mini events like we'd have during seasons, where you have that smaller little mini battle pass for that event that you're leveling up. So it sounds kind of similar, and you're using battle pass tokens to unlock these things or open up new sections. Essentially, these tokens can be used to unlock specific items within the battle pass at your own pace, whether it is a new free functional weapon or a new cool operator skin. So I think that's pretty cool. 4 new weapons coming. We have a new sniper rifle here. It's 50 cal. We have the Bruin Ops platform. So it looks like all 3 of these are going to be in the same platform, like similar to the other weapon trees we've seen. So this looks like, actually, this looks like the 6 Hour MPX, which is 6 Hour's version of the MP5, which is very cool. Big fan of SIG myself, personally. Um, Looks like we have the smaller chopped down version of the M13 here. So that's the SMG version of the M13. Chopped down assault rifle version, and then we have the traditional M13 like we've had since 2019 Modern Warfare. 6 new operators. Here is Zeus. He's got a little bio for Zeus. Not too crazy. Looks like an angry, sad, like bulldog boxer with all this stuff going on in the face. Klaus redacted. Bio for him as well. Denmark Elite Special Forces. We got Gaz, who we've had in the campaign already. And then FC kicks off in season. So some new operator skins here as well. Prestige seasonal progression revealed. So Prestige level 2 rank at 100, 3, 150, 4 at 200, and then you max out at 5 at rank 250. So I think this is cool. This is coming back. Gives something a little extra to grind for. Overview combat. Ball upgrade major new premium. So the endowment pack here as well. That's already been featured in the little store. And then we have some apparel down here if something like that interests you. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. Again, everyone, thanks for watching. Please drop a like and consider subscribing. Take care.